This is the Gita class, chapter 5, first sloka, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 5. First we will start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gita Shastravidam Punyam Yav Patet Prayatav Puman Vishnav Padamavapnoti Bhaishokadi Vajjitaha Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantrastasya Namani Yani Karmapyekam Tasya Devasya Seva Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Shankaracharya ki jai, all Gurus ki jai, Vivekananda, Rameshwar Sahib, everybody, Chinmayana ki jai. Chapter 5th, first sloka, it goes with a question. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsase yachreyayetayorekam tanme bruhi sunishitam. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsase yachreyayetayorekam tanme bruhi sunishitam. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsase yachreyetayorekam tanme bruhi sunishitam. Synonyms. Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna said, Sannyasam, renunciation, karmanam, of all activities, Krishna, O Krishna, punaha, again, yogam, devotional service, cha, also, shamsase, you are praising, yet, which, shreyaha, is more beneficial, etayoh, of these two, ekam, one, that, may, unto me, bruhi, please tell me, sunischitam, definitely. Translation by the Prabhupada. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all you ask me to renounce work and then again you recommend work with the devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? So this is like Arjuna asking the question on behalf of us, we can say. So his question is, he's asking, this is like a 5th chapter. So he already, on the first chapter, he was sad. He don't want to kill his own kinsman. So he's totally body consciousness. So that's why he was worried. And then second chapter, Krishna said that, okay, you should not worry and then fight because you are the soul. We are all going to be there here. We all got bodies because of the karmas. The results are coming and then you have to do it. And then he explains everything, like the Sankhya Yoga, everything. And in the third chapter, karma, he says like again that do the karmas with the yoga. And the fourth chapter is a jnana yoga with the karma. While doing that, this. And the 5th chapter is karma sannyasa. After all this, so Arjuna has questions. So Krishna is saying like, okay, first you have to work, with the results, leaving to the Bhagwan. And then also he explains that you are the soul, you are the Atman, and then only everything is done by the Prakriti, you are not doing anything. So it's a Jnana Yoga. Also he's explaining. So Arjuna's questions, so that's why he was a little confused and then he asked this question. So here the key points are, first the question is, what is the question? So he says like Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Chashanse. So basically Sannyasam Karma Yoga. So he says like whether I should go for sannyasa or I should go for the karma. And then he says like Shreyaha Samshasi Yachrayo Ete Tanme Bruhi Yachreyas Yetayoreha. Shreyaha, what is beneficial? So here we will talk about the sannyasa and the yoga and the karma yoga, and also the Shreyas. So what is more beneficial? So he asked like two things, what is more beneficial? And out of two, which one I should go? That is his question. First of all, we need to understand that we are not talking about here doing the work, because work is material people. They do the work, and then after that they'll get the results, then they will enjoy the benefits. That is not the one the Gita talks about. Gita talks about the sadhaka people, not the people who just materialistic people, just work and then enjoy the results and then die. That is not that one. So here the first one we need to clarify here is the word sannyasa means the synonym of the sannyasa is sankhya or jnana. So karma yoga, nothing but bhakti in the devotion service. Karma, bhakti are same. Sankhya, jnana, and then sannyasa is the same. Because the karma yoga means the results, you don't expect the results. Of course, the karma yoga people who may not believe the Bhagavan, the God, but they do for the loka kalyanadam, for the benefit of the society, for the entire world, they do it. So even though without knowingly or knowingly, they are just giving the results to the Bhagavan or leaving the results. They don't want to enjoy, but they are leaving the results to the Bhagavan. So that's why Prabhupada here explains, combines this karma yoga and then the bhakti yoga as the same. And in the bhakti yoga, what do we do? In the bhakti yoga also we do the karmas, which are only satisfy the Bhagavan Krishna. So that means satisfying means what we will be doing our normal duties which are required, and also for the benefit of the society. And the main benefit of the society is to bring up their own real nature, and through bhakti. So that is, bhakti means the Navavida Bhakti, as Narada Maharshi says, like there are 9 devotional services: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Shravana Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Shravana Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada Sevana, Dasyare, Pujana, Sakhijana, Atma Nivedana, 9 devotional service. So in this one, we all will be doing every day the karmas. From the wakings, from the day we wake up until the night we sleep, we all will be doing all these things, knowing about the Bhagavan, doing the work and all these things. And even if we do the society welfare also, we do work for everything, and then leave the results to the Krishna, thinking that this entire universe is him, and then Vishwarupa, and then by helping others or doing the seva to the others is nothing but praying to the Bhagavan. That is how the karma and the bhakti. And also Krishna explains here that we cannot live because we have the body and the mind. We have the gross body and the subtle body. Gross body has to work, because this body, if you don't work, it will die. It will attract the disease and then die. So the acharyas, several acharyas will say that the gross body, you should treat like a donkey. So for donkey, the people, what they do is like they use the donkey a lot. Whatever they want to do it, they will in the olden days to clean up the clothes, dirty clothes. They will just put everything on the donkey, go to the river, and then clean it up, and then put back, and then bring it back with the big load of the clothes. And after that, to do that, they will just put some grass to the donkey. They will feed perfectly that the purpose is served. So that is how we should treat our gross body. We should give the food and then let the body work also. So that's why you cannot simply sit idle, and then you cannot do that in this world. So that is why majority of the people are like that. And even the mind, the subtle body, if you say, the mind is always thinking. The moment the mind starts thinking, that is nothing but the karma, the work is going on. So that's why you cannot avoid the karma. So that's why you have to do like a karma yoga. So that's what. And of course, that is how the karma and bhakti. And then if you see the sannyasa is nothing but jnana and then sankhya. If you really see, sannyasa means renunciation of all actions, thinking that if you really, with the jnana yoga, the jnana means who are we? Who am I, kind of, And then all this body, Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, Prakriti Kriyamanani, everything is done by the Prakriti. So all these if you really see the body and the mind, what is made? It's made up of Panchabhutas. And Panchabhutas, there's a Panchikarana also happening. So basically, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. They're all first when Bhagavan created the world. There is a Pradhana, and from that, these Panchabhutas came. Of course, there are three gunas are there. That is a Maya Shakti. And through the three gunas, the Panchabhutas came, and the Panchabhutas, each and every bhuta is like, if you really see, it is so subtle that you cannot even perceive it, if you really see that. So that's why there is a Panchikarana happened. How the Panchikarana happened is there is a five bhutas, and in the five Mahabhutas, they became like half, and then half. And for example, the ether, the first half combined with the rest of the four bhutas. So that means one half is, and the other half is again divided into four. So this first ether, take first part of the first half of the ether, and then after that the 1/4 of the other four Mahabhutas, they combined together became the ether. That is called Panchikarana. So that's how the Panchabhutas came, and after that they started manifesting it. So if you see the gross body, everything is made up of Panchabhutas. The mind is made up of Panchabhutas. The Indriyas, Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, everything is like a Prakriti. That's why Prakriti is doing that. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti, of course, Bhagavan says, like Krishna says, that with his direction, the Prakriti is acting. Because if you really see the Prakriti is everything there, but without the Atman, the Prakriti won't function. That's why some acharyas say that if you really see the fan, bulb, and all those things are there, but without the current, nothing will happen, nothing will work it out. So that's why all these gross karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, pancha, and then mind, mano, buddhi, chitta, hankaras, everything is working. It's like they are all different upadhis, and then once the current passes through, it works. So that's why once the Atman activates it, then it starts working on it. That's why it's a Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti is so powerful, and also Maya is defined by the Vivek Chudamani, Shankaracharya, that it's like Sannapya Bhayatmikano, Bhinnapya Bhayatmikano, Sangapya Bhayatmikano, Mahadbhuta Nirvachaniya Rupa. Mahadbhuta Nirvachaniya Rupa means you cannot define Maya. That is called Maya. Sangapya Sangam means Sangam, Asangam. Sangam, it's not Sangam, it's not Asangam, it's not both. Sangapya. Bhinnapya, it's not Bhinnam, it's not Abhinnam. It's not Bhinnam or Abhinnam, both. Nangapya. So that is how it says. It's not Sangam. Nangapya. So that's how you cannot really define the Maya. So that is how it is. So if you really see, then us, the Jivatmas, or the Paramatma, or the Atmas, we are not doing anything. We are Sakshi, as in the second chapter in the Sankhya Yoga, it says, like Sankhya Yoga means numbers basically. So it's giving like, okay, 5 Panchabhutas, from 5 it came so many things, and then we as a body, gross body, is like all the Majja, Mamsa, everything is there. So all is made up of again all the Panchabhutas. Then after that the Karmendriyas 5. Then they are all Panchabhutas. Then the Jnanendriyas 5. Then the Panchamahapranas 5. Then after that, that's all 15, right? And then then Uchvasa Pranas, right? Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, and then the Panchapranas. Then after that, Manobuddhi, Chitta, Hankaras. And even also, there is another 5. I forgot that. 5 Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, and then the Mahapranas, Panchapranas, and then Manobuddhi, Chitta, Hankaras, and then one more 5 is there. Of course, for these 5 Panchabhutas, Manobuddhi, Chitta, Bhumira, Pona, Vayu. So all 20 together, that means the gross body we made up of all this pancha, right? So 20, and then Manobuddhi, Chitta, Hankaras are 24, and you are the 25th. That means you are the Atman, that's what they will say. And then so many varieties of ways they will tell also. Like 3 gunas, and then you, and then all these things. But you are alone, and you are not divided, and you are Sakshi, you are. So Atma, the second chapter also talks about the more about the Sankhya Yoga. So that is nothing but Jnana only. Jnana also and Sankhya both are same. And same thing, Sannyasa is the same thing. Basically saying that it's not you. Once you realize that you are Atman, then nothing is happening. Everything is happening by Prakriti. Even if you really see the Prakriti, then it's all just a Brahman is there. There is nothing. Even the Maya is also not there. It's like a Rajju Sarpa Bhranti. If you see the rope, thinking that it's a snake, then you have the fear. But if you really see, yeah, it's a rope, then where is that snake gone or where is the fear gone? So that's how kind of like explanation about the jnana. So if you really see, so those are things explained, and then Arjuna is asking here, like, okay, now tell me, Krishna, which one is Shreyas? Which one is good for me? Shreyas and Prayas. There are two things, the Sanskrit words. Prayas means the immediate benefit. For example, I want to eat a nice palatable dish like rasgulla and all these things, then you immediately eat it and satisfy, and immediately you are so happy. Even the prasadam also sounds from everything is happy. That is the prayas. If you really the shreyas, if you really see the long term, okay, how many carbs I am eating and how much I should eat, how much the body is really required, that is called prayas. That is a long term. I want to keep the body healthy so that I can do more seva. So that is a kind of like a this one prayers and stress. And another example says basically you have to work hard, so you cut the indriyas and everything, you work and prepare and then pass the exam so that you can get a good job, and then that's like a long-term benefit. Whereas initially if you keep on texting and then doing all this social media and all those things, and immediately you might enjoy it, but at the end your career is lost and then you will suffer a lot. So that's why those two things. So we always want to focus on our shreyas, not the praise. Similarly, in the Adhyatmika also, Arjuna is asking, like, because he knows now that, okay, Krishna told already we are the souls and it's all the, we have got the bodies because the karmas, again, avidya, kama, karma. So we have to realize ourselves, and what should I do first instead of wasting my time? I don't want to do that. That's what his question is. So basically, we explained everything, what is beneficial, and then two paths, which one I should follow the two paths. And some acharyas, even if you really say Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there people say like he is outside, he's a bhakti, he looks like a bhakti yogi, but inside he's a jnana yogi. And if you see the way Vivekananda, his Sishya, outside he looks like a jnana yogi, but inside he's a bhakti yogi. And if you really see the Prabhupada, he explained so much bhakti, but he translated the Gita and Bhagavata, which is full of the knowledge. The Bhagavata is Vairagya Shastra, and without explaining that knowledge, the bhakti won't stay. That's why he also explained the jnana, and then his name is Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Bhakti Vedanta is like Upanishads. So he's focused every in his lectures, in his translations of the books. Many times he explains, almost touches all of the Upanishads, and then his main works, Gita and Bhagavatam, which is full of knowledge. So it's like all mixed together. So which one? That's how the Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna. And we need to analyze this question a lot because it applies to us. And we need to think, once you know understand the problem, to understand the problem, you should first need to solve the problem, you need to understand thoroughly what is the problem is. That is why even the mind also, right, we think the mind is fickle and doing all these things, but to understand that, you should understand the mind, what are the thoughts are coming in and what are the thoughts are bothering. And if you really list it down, and then you will be having certain amount of thoughts only coming, keep on repeating the same thoughts, and depending on the circumstances, desha kala, it's all happening. And it's a big science basically. So here Prabhupada goes explaining in his purport. In the 5th chapter, Lord says, work and devotional service is better than dry mental speculation. And Prabhupada explains here that mental speculation is like it's dry, which is really true. Jnana Yoga is totally dry, and then you will be frustrated at one point of time, like, what is this? And then the devotional service is like a wet, which is a bhakti. The Lord is there, just serve the Lord and then pray to the Lord, and then you will be taken care. That is a kind of like so much relief. So he says like bhakti is easier. If you really say each and every person has to really analyze themselves, their own position, and then think really what exactly is suitable for them instead of following, just to show off, or instead of thinking that, oh, jnana is more better than bhakti, or jnana is like more famous or more great. There is nothing like that. And then Prabhupada explains like what are the Krishna told in the second chapter. He just said that basically preliminary knowledge of the soul, and then how the body is, how the soul is entangled in the body, and how with the buddhi yoga you need to come out of the engagement. And in the third chapter explained, person situated in the platform of knowledge no longer has any duties to perform. That is in the third chapter, like basically famous sloka is Prakriti Kriyamana Gune Karmani Sarvashata Ahamkar Vibhudatma Kartaham iti manyate. So it's all Prakriti is doing, and then the soul is not doing anything. It's already detached, always just a Sakshi. And then only the Ahankari will think that I am doing it, but in reality, there is no false ego is not at all doing anything. It's all Prakriti, it's a Maya Shakti, it's everything. Krishna's energies is acting. And in the fourth chapter, Lord told Arjuna that all kinds of sacrificial work culminate in knowledge. However, at the end of the fourth chapter, he says, like, Arjuna, get up and fight. So that is where the confusion happened, and then Arjuna is asking this particular question. So in the fourth chapter, if you really see also fourth chapter, it's all about all the yajnas and everything. And famous slokas are Jnana Agni Dagdha Karmanam Tamahu Panditam Vadaha Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani Tamam. So the Jnana Agni Dagdha Karmanam Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani. Two slokas repeats in the that Jnana with the Jnana Agni, all the karmas will be burnt. So how the jnana yajna, how the karmas will be burned means, if you realize the formula, avidya, kama, karma. So the karma means, to in order to burn the karma, you should not have the desire of anything, material desire. And to not to have the material desire, you should remove the ignorance that you are not the body, you are the soul. That is what the formula is. With that thing, यस्य सर्वे समारंभाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः. ज्ञान यस्य सर्वमारंभाः काम salpavajita sankalpas, the thoughts. You should not have any desires, sensual desires. That is where the key of further. And further, you should have the knowledge that, hey, we are Atman, we are the soul. Soul means the characteristics are Satchitanand, we are eternal, always there. Chit means with the knowledge, knowingness. And then Ananda is full of bliss. Unlimited Sukha is there with us. So that's why only thing is like we need to realize that. Then Arjuna understands that, okay, the last one Prabhupada is in his purport saying that Arjuna understands that renunciation and knowledge involves cessation of all kinds of work performed as sense activities. But if one performs work, then how the work is stopped. In other words, he thinks sannyasa should be altogether free from activity, because work, basically it's all same. He appears to not understood. Basically, he was like for us also. So he's like kind of like straightening the things. So this is like a total gist of this particular question. So if you really see, like in our life also, like if you see, we are all doing lots of work, and then we are getting the results, and then we are enjoying it, and with the results, the more and more desires we have, we are entangled, if you really see. And then mainly in this world, everybody is working for money, thinking that money will give them peace and then perfect life and all that. But Shankaracharya in the Vivek Chudamani says, Amrtatsasya nashasti vittenetyeva. In so many, in the Bhaja Govindam also so many times said that money is not going to give you the peace. The peace formula, there are always Vihaya Kaman Yas Sarvan, no Kama, that's a peace. Prajahati Yada Kaman, that is the peace. Bhoktaram Yajyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Yatva Mam Shanti Richati, that's where the Shanti is. And then Krishna says Atyantika Sukham, even in the Pratasmarami Stotram of Shankaracharya. Pratasmarami Hridaya Samspuram Atma Tattvam Satchit Sukham. Basically in that sloka also like Atyanta Sukham. So that Atyanta Sukham is nothing but the bliss, that's Ananda. That is our real nature. So this whole life, even in the Jantunam Narajanma Dullabhatar Tams Punaf, I mean in the Vivek Chudamani. Jantunam Narajanma Tallabhamata ततो विप्रतां तस्माद्वैदिकधर्ममार्गपरता विद्वत्तमस्मात्परम् आत्मानात्मविवेचनं स्वनुभवो ब्रह्मात्मना संस्थितिः मुक्तिर्नो शतकोटिजन्मसु कृतैः पुण्यैर्विना लभ्यते. The one who thinks that he wanted to get away from this entanglement of birth and death life cycle, that kind of thought and then that kind of work, that kind of towards that work, only a man will get only after the so many shatakoti janmasu, crores and crores of lives after the sadhana, only he will get this particular idea that, oh, I want to get out from this life cycle of birth and death. It's not that everybody will get it like that. You have to be honest and sincerely. So for that, this. So basically, this is a great question Arjuna asked. And then whatever the path we follow, whether the karma yoga or bhakti yoga or the jnana yoga, whatever one, we have to be stick to one thing. And because Krishna explains later on all these things, if you are just stick to one yoga, one thing, because it's all same. And if you stick to one thing and then sincerely and work towards it, the more and more sincerely, more and more effort you put it, then almost the chains will be slowly relieved, and then we know our real true nature. If you really see, everybody is working for day to night, day from day to the night for the Ananda Sukha only. Everybody thinks, okay, how do I get Sukha? How do I get Sukha? And the Shastra says that realization of our true nature only will give the Atyanta Sukha. So, in order to do that, and then also if you really see the lives, and then everywhere Dukhalayam Krishna says, and if you really see each and every the mind, the moment the mind wanders here and there, if the uncontrolled mind will give more dukkha. If you really see practically, think of it. And then also the body, the more and more you are pampering the body, again the end result is dukkha only. In the beginning, in the young ages, you may not realize it. But nowadays, even the young ages also you can realize it. So that's why don't waste the time on just being the karma people, and then don't follow the normal people, just follow the acharyas, what are they are teaching it, and then and then realizing that the janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam, the dukkha of the janma mrityu jara vyadi, that itself, darshanam itself will give you the shreyas. So be practical. Do the meditation on what are the things we are doing every day, and what are the things we are getting it, and what the Shastra is saying, whether the Shastra is matching to our way of life, and then think of it and then implement it. Waking up in the morning and then doing all these sadhanas, work towards bhakti or the karma yogas. This yoga is the connection, and then getting our true nature, and then what are the things we are going to get it. If you really see the controlled mind, if the quiet end of mind, the peace of mind means what? The mind is not moving towards the senses, and then towards only, it's always dwelling in the Bhagavan's leelas, karmas, and then either bhakti or thinking about the nature, how they created, how the Atman, what is the reality of the things, and that the true nature of the our nature, and as well as the Maya Prakriti, and then whether the Maya is there or not. So all these things, if the mind is dwelling on it, then you can compare it basically. If you are more and more sense gratification, what are the things at the end of the night, at the end of the day, what are the things you are getting, whereas the peaceful mind, what are the things you are getting. But anyway, so Gita talks about everything. It has all answers to all the questions. So here the 5th chapter begins with the question, Arjuna's great question, that what is beneficial, whether to do the sannyasa or the karma yoga. And you can always mix together too. And then you can always say what are the things, essential things you need to do, you will be working on towards, that is the karma, with also working with no expectation of the results, offering all the results to the Bhagavan. As Krishna says in the 9th chapter, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushavadaparam. Offer it all to Krishna. That is the formula, mantra for this particular question, the answer to this particular Arjuna's question. Hope we all get there. Okay, Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I'll end here.